Today, we're welcoming in Belle Modeen, a 19-year-old musical prodigy from Superior, Wisconsin. She's best known for her silver ticket on American Idol, but now she's helping veterans and a student at Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. Let's get into the show. This program is part of the Scene Projects Podcast Network. The Scene Project features interviews with independent musicians, comedians, and artists from across the Midwest. Become part of our community and support local art wherever you are. Well, welcome in another exciting episode of The Scene. I'm your host, Bubba Startz, and with me today is Belle Modeen. Welcome to the show, Belle.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Bubba.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time coming. We got to meet last April, and I was just blown away by your bubbly nature and that big old smile. And since then, I've been following you on social media and getting to listen to you play some music and hearing the music that you've written, and kind of following this journey as you transition from the young music prodigy, in high school and now attending Belmont University there in Nashville, and watching that journey has been absolutely incredible. So congratulations to you. And thanks for taking a little time for me today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, Bubba, today.
Well, I know that your backstory isn't long, but I want to give you the floor and just kind of give us a little bit of kind of what has brought you up to now. And then we're going to talk about all the stuff that you're up to these days.
Awesome. Yeah, so I've been part of the music industry since I was 8 years old. I started with theater production, singing national anthems, and that really got me started to do gigs by myself. I started to do gigs when I was in 9th grade, I believe, and I feel like just from now to then has just been a whole experience for me. I just been having collaborating with artists, writing my own songs, because at first, during COVID, I was writing my own songs when I was 13, and then now just bringing those songs to life is really cool to me. I've been just on news stations, and just my whole artistry and my whole music industry that's been developing has been really cool, because at first I just thought it was a little fun thing to do, but now that I'm at Belmont University and actually doing music business and emphasis on production and just exploring the whole industry is just really cool to me, because I've always had a passion for music, always been on the stage, wanting to be on the stage every single day, and that all started because of theater and because of singing national anthems and getting myself out there, which is really cool. Yeah.
That is so awesome. I started my music journey a little bit different. It wasn't necessarily in plays, but I sang in choir in middle school and, played in band at that time. And I got a guitar around 13. And that's when it was like, oh, this is how I bring my voice and that together. I started playing in my dad's rock and roll band immediately, and I was in smoky bar rooms way too early, and that probably led to a lot of my later troubles in my 20s, because I wasn't focused on the business of it. It was just this is a party, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like you're so blessed to have, for one, a much different industry now. When I was, this was a long time ago when I was your age. So we didn't have necessarily the home recording capabilities, or the independent artist wasn't what it is now. And you're getting a great opportunity to learn this business and to launch your own career. Back in my day, we were hoping to get signed to a record label or to do, and that was how you made it in music. And that's just not the case these days.
Yeah, it's very different today. Just looking at the industry now to from then to now is just so different, because just everything that you've said. Yeah.
No, and I just I don't want to say that it stunted me, but I spent so much time, I went to LA, and I didn't make it to Nashville at any point, because I never considered myself a country artist until much more recently in my life, because rock music kind of left songwriters behind. I grew up loving bands like Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and these great songwriters that were in rock music. And now rock music is just so heavy, and that's not really my style. So I've kind of, the industry shifted, and all of a sudden I was like, well, my only home is kind of country music. Have you
Mhm.
always been a country gal?
I've not always been a country gal. I've been a kind of a mix of folk, pop, and country, and which has really inspired my kind of style of music and my kind of tone, which I'm still developing a little bit. But I feel like when people say Nashville's like so country, when you come here, you're like, oh wait, it's like so many other different things, and it's just so cool to see that because you would think like Nashville like country boots and like country hats, and everyone's always like singing on a honky tonk or whatever. But I feel like it's so much more than that. There's like so many other things, so many cool things. There's like rock, there's folk, there's pop, there's just everything, and it's just so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, in so many ways, I think that it's really the heart of just live music, right? It's the
Honestly,
heart
yes.
of all popular music now, as people have left LA and New York both.
Mhm.
And I think that having a Midwestern, I know Nashville's kind of the South Midwest. I don't know what
Yeah.
they qualify themselves as, but it brings a different vibe. And having obviously Broadway and all of the live music that you're
Mhm.
seeing, that it's not what it was in the 70s, right? It's much different. And how great it is. I've never been to Nashville, but I get to go and cover the Josie Music Awards here soon. And
Yes.
I'm looking forward to coming down and getting to see you and maybe have you give me a little tour of the city.
Yes, for sure. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, I cannot wait for the Josie Awards. That's going to be so much fun. And I'll give you a little tour. It's a lot of fun down here. Always
Yeah,
something
well,
going on, I swear.
you've been getting around. You have not let the fact that you're not quite 21 yet keep you from seeing everything that's
Yes.
going on. It seems like you're at a different writers round or, a different venue every night of the week, following you on TikTok or your Instagram. And for me, it's really shown me that like, wow, this young lady's been able to just go in and really attack it and to grab the time. No, of course you have to have talent, right? Which you have in
Mhm.
abundance. But how easy is it for someone to kind of land in Nashville and to just start signing up for these things and getting involved?
Honestly, it takes a lot of work. I feel like I've been working so hard to get to this point in my life. And it's something where you kind of have to be able to connect with people. I feel like that's a huge part of the music industry nowadays. You have to be able to connect with people rather than being like, hey, like, I want to play this show. No, you gotta be like, hey, like, how do I like connect with these kind of people? How do I, and I've been like going to events and like supporting others that I follow on Instagram. When I first came to Nashville, I became friends with Justin Love, and I went to one of his shows and I met him, and then all of a sudden like I would like go to other shows and meet all of these other people, and then it's like, oh, I find out about this place and now I can play at this place, and like just figuring out what times I should be there to sign up for writers rounds, because there's like they don't actually tell you like what time to sign up for writers rounds. You just kind of have to go for the first time, like just kind of feel it out, and then you're like, oh wait, that's the time. Like sometimes it's like 5 p.m, some places it's like 9 p.m, so it's like you kind of just have to connect with people and just like build that relationship and be like, hey, like I trust you, you trust me, and rather than being like, hey, I'm coming to Nashville, where are you gonna play, like, and like just kind of bashing that. It's like just a whole community, and just being connecting with people is a huge part of that, and I feel like that can be an easy thing rather than being like, I'm going to sign up for this place. So,
So connecting with some other artists that are in Nashville working and can kind of show you the ropes it sounds like a
it
really good
is.
piece of advice.
It is a really good piece of advice. And when I first came here, I was honestly, and every single day, I'm humbled every single day. I'm like, oh, I didn't know this thing. And when I came to Nashville, I thought it was just like, you're going to play here and that's just how it's going to go. But no, it's like more than that. And nobody really tells you that at first. So it's just kind of a whole like, you're working up for it rather than being given it. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and there's just so much competition. I mean, everybody
There is.
is there with a dream and everybody has talent. And I think that's maybe what's always scared me is that growing up in a small South Dakota town and never really not that I didn't believe that I had it, but how did I measure up to others? And
Hmm.
and I never really cared. I always had my own lane that I was in. But now in my career where it's like, well, how do I stack up? How do my songs,
Yeah.
appeal to some of those people in these bigger areas? And I just never had that dream, right? Nashville was country music 20 years ago and in my head, and I just never, wanted to branch out into that. But now I'm being called there one way or another, and I'm very grateful to have a lot of friends, not just yourself, but guys like Brad Morgan, who's been down there for a long
Mhm.
time, a fellow Midwest Country Music Organization member, and these resources that I can go to and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to spend 2 or 3 days there after the Josies. What should I do? Where can
Yeah.
I go to meet a few people? And even if I don't get to play, where can I go and mingle a little bit and get to know some folks so that the next time I come down, maybe I have a little bit better chance.
Mhm.
So what's on the plate now? I mean, you've been playing all the writers rounds. Do you have some regular gigs that you're playing down there, or is there anything on the plate coming up in the near future?
Yes, so I actually have a gig tomorrow. I'm playing an open, not an open. I'm playing a writers round tomorrow. It's at this Pookie Jane's place. It's right near Franklin, Tennessee. I've been playing a lot of those gigs, a lot of in Franklin at Soulshine. There's another place in Franklin that I totally forgot about. And then there's I've been playing at Moxie. I played at Big Jimmy's on Broadway. I play at the Commodore really frequently, and I've been just playing around, just kind of like signing up for things or being invited to things, which is really awesome. And a lot of the times it's during a school night, but it's okay. It doesn't really stop me. Like tomorrow it's going to be at 9 p.m. and then I have school the next day. But it's okay because I love it and I love performing and I love going to new places because I've never been to this Pookie Jane's place, but I'm gonna go anyways, and it's gonna be so much fun, and I cannot wait. And I just love building, like going to different places, kind of feeling everything out because I feel like that's the whole purpose of it, and just kind of just dropping myself in there because honestly, I'm by myself majority of the time. My parents used to come to all these things, but now that it's just me, it's like, oh wow, like I can connect with these different people by myself and like just be independent on my own.
Well, and just growing as a young person, right? And being
Yeah.
out on your own for the first time and not necessarily having, classmates that can go with you that are willing to go
Yeah.
and show that kind of dedication, right? I mean, not everyone at your school is there for performance and production and being in that. Talk about Belmont a little bit. I know you're a very proud are they Bruins? Is that the
Yeah,
name of
it's
the
like it's Bruins. Yeah, we're like bears over here. Yeah. I love Belmont University. I literally say this every single day. Like I work at Molly Green on Broadway and when I'm talking about Belmont, I'm like you have to go to Belmont because I've been committed to Belmont since my sophomore year in high school. I came to Tennessee for the first time and I literally was blessed. Like I literally I'm blessed every single day to be here and I'm so thankful for the people in my life who have pushed me to this point and like my parents, my friends, just everyone that I've met and collaborated with throughout my life. Belmont is just such a place where every single day you're collabing with somebody. I feel like every single day I'm getting up and I'm going to do something like awesome, something great. I have so many opportunities and it's like it's not like high school. I feel like high school I'm like ugh, 8 to 4 p.m. And then at Belmont, I'm like, okay, I can wake up at like 9 or 10, and then I only have one class in a day. Belmont is just like so cool. I just meet so many fun people and like so many opportunities every single day. Like, there was a guy that came here and he worked with Bruno Mars, and he was the like beginning guy in 24 Karat Magic. He did a little intro. And like there's just so many organizations that I've joined here and like Christian organizations like theater, there's like choirs down here. There's just so many opportunities that it's like sometimes it's overwhelming because it's like I've never experienced anything like this and it just brings me so much joy because it's everything I could have ever imagined. Like I literally my whole senior year of high school, I was like dreading like I was dreading and like I cannot wait for college because just the people here make me feel good and everyone has the same kind of interest and same kind of everything as me, which makes it so much better. Like, I literally met my roommate last summer. I was invited to a vocal arts intensive through Belmont where I got to stay in a dorm like this and got to experience Belmont, and it just like it made me so happy because I've never like had a place where I've felt at home. Like, obviously I'm at home when I'm in Superior, but like here I'm like, oh, this is my home, and I just feel like so grateful every single day because it's just also Belmont's in the middle of everything. It's the middle of Nashville. Like, I can literally go outside and like walk like 5 minutes away, and then I'm on 12 South, and they have like shops and everything like that. Just it's in the middle of everything, and when you come to Belmont and you say that you're attending Belmont, everyone's like, oh wow, wow, like I love Belmont. Like it's just so cool. It's so many connections, and I literally will say to anyone, attend Belmont. Like, it's just such a cool experience. You meet so many cool people, and you just feel so much joy. And I really, really enjoy it. And I just am so grateful every single day for the people who just push me to my limits, and my parents who have pushed me every single day. My mom was always like, Belle, I feel like you're more than a small town. I feel like you can be so much, like, go somewhere else. You know what I mean? And without their support and without them pushing me, I don't think I would be here today. Like, without getting myself out there at a young age and just being on the stage, I don't think I would be here. And I'm just blessed and grateful every single day that I have the opportunity to be here because not everybody always has that opportunity. So,
No, my college experience was totally different going to South Dakota State. I was just excited to get away from home, right? I mean, Deadwood is probably not much bigger or smaller than Superior. Now, we're not right on the banks of a Great Lake. We were out in the beautiful national forest, and but still small town. And I knew that I was meant for something greater than that,
mhm.
and went out. And I've always left a footprint no matter where I went, but I never necessarily felt at home, at least until
Mhm.
that is I met the Midwest Country Music Organization, and
That's
I
for
went
sure.
to the first award show in 2024. And I had just started this podcast, but I brought my microphones
Wow.
with me. I commandeered a table at the Gardens where we had our jam night that night, and I did 25 interviews. So I met 25
Wow.
fellow members. And then this year we were on the red carpet where we got to meet you for the first
hmm
time. And we did 35 interviews. I just counted
Wow.
them. So I love meeting new people, and I love seeing where especially creative people are in their journeys. And it just thrills me to see someone so young and full of that. Life hasn't beaten you down yet, right? Like,
Yeah.
for,
Yeah,
for
for
me,
sure.
I had a rough go through most of my 20s, and I lost that fire. And now I'm regaining that as someone who's almost 40. And to see that in you and to see how you excited. I mean, Belmont needs to hire you as a spokesperson right now. I mean, just pay the
I
girl's
mean,
tuition
I am
and put
already a
her
proven
on and
influencer.
let's go.
I am a proven influencer already at the school, which is
You
really
should,
fun.
yeah, you're going to be a recruiter, and you're going to
Yes.
be someone that ignites that passion in other young people that are coming, that are in the performing arts and are ready to really make a career out of it. You're going to be able to guide all those young people. And I see that as something amazing that you're going to do, not just for yourself, but for others. And serving others is something that I know you take very seriously. I kind of mentioned it off the open that you do some work raising money for veterans. Can you tell us some more about that?
Yeah. Yeah, so my whole senior project idea was raising money to purchase guitars for veterans, where I held a concert and I had people come to the concert. I actually like made flyers. I went outside of like Superior, Wisconsin. I went like every single day. I would go to different organizations and businesses and be like, "Hey, like I'm having a senior project and this is my concert day. Can I put my poster in your store?" And they'd be like, "Yes," or they'd be like, "No." But majority of the time they're like, "Yeah, of course." And so I had those designed, and I had a senior project concert on August 25th, I believe, of 2024. And I held it at Warrior Brewing Company, which I love. Warrior Brewing Company. They are my favorites ever because they've given me so many experiences and opportunities. And I collaborated with Morgan Music in Superior, Wisconsin. They were a new music store that developed in 2023, and I worked with them a little bit and got some guitars for the veterans. So I held this concert, and it was like 2.5 hours, and I had people come and they donated some money. And then I had another concert, just like a second one. It was on Black Friday, and I also collaborated with three other artists in the area. I had Indecent Proposal, and then I had two others. I think it was Ricky Carl Music, and then See Silence. And we did that at the Caddy Shack in Duluth, Minnesota. And it was a really successful event. A lot of people also like donated to my Guitars for Veterans, which was super kind and very special and meaningful for me. And with this project, I wanted to give back to people. I believe that music can be healing, and I feel like veterans, like, they've done so much for us, so that just like this little thing, I feel like is so much to them. Music is such a healing thing, and giving someone a guitar like as a little present before Christmas is just, it brings me so much joy. And it was just really special to me. It means so much to me. I had my dad's uncle, I believe, was a veteran, and it just means a lot to me and others to serve people who have served us. And on December 3rd, I believe, if I can remember right, I did a little drawing. I went live, and I was at Morgan Music in Superior, where I had some names that people, like, they, at my concert, they would like, they take like a veteran that they knew in their life, and they put it, crinkle it up and put it in a little jar that I made. And then on December 3rd, I did a little live, and then I was like a little drum roll, and I pulled out four names. And also somebody donated three different guitars, and I got also a Martin guitar with the money that was raised, which was super awesome that I could have that much money for people, for veterans. And then I opened up the little things, and I gave them to the guitars to them, and I had them at Morgan Music. And one of the guitars actually went to a veteran at Superior High School, James Hogan, and he was my civics ninth grade teacher. And he, to this day, still, it means so much to him. And it brings a smile to my face because I did something that means so much to people, and I left a kind of a mark. And also, this inspired a lot of other senior projects at my high school, because two other people did a veteran thing right after me, and a veteran thing had never been like a senior project idea. I wanted to do something that was more outgoing, more like out of the ordinary, I guess. Because a lot of people, when they think of senior projects, they're like, okay, I'm gonna do this little interview and then be done with it. I'm done with senior year. But I had been planning this throughout my ninth grade year, because we would have like a little planner, and it'd be like, where are you in your senior project, and what are you doing to build up to your senior project? And what I had been doing throughout, like, building up, volunteering, I'd been singing at events, singing for veterans and singing at nursing homes, and just, I was like, my senior project has to do something with singing. I believe so. And just building up to that was very special to me, because it just means a lot that I was giving back to people. Um but just for my senior project to inspire others also is a huge, like, it brings me a lot of joy that I'm inspiring people to do something else out of the ordinary, because not a lot of people go out of their comfort zone, and sometimes it's really scary, because every single day I feel like I'm going out of my comfort zone. And sometimes I can't tell, and sometimes I can tell, where I'm like, in my head I'm like, they'll go out of your comfort zone, do that. And just the veteran thing has really sparked just going out of my comfort zone, and also just ties into college too, because I'm doing things out of my comfort zone every single day, and I'm serving people, I'm inspiring people to leave their hometowns, to leave for their dreams, which means really a lot to me. So
Any plans to give some more guitars away around Christmas time this year?
honestly, that does not sound like a bad idea. Like, I feel like I could actually do that. I do come home like December 6th, and then I come back like January 7th. So I'll be playing a lot of actual like events and stuff like that. I'll be playing with Bryce Heggie. He's part of the Midwest CMO. Um, and collaborating with a lot of artists. So I feel like I'll be I probably will be giving some more guitars away, so stay tuned, or I might be doing something fun.
Tell you
I
what,
am
Belle, I am up in Minnesota playing in Minneapolis on December
yes.
13th at Dayblock Brewing. I would love to have you on there if you're not already booked for that day, or maybe we can get together
Yeah.
on the 12th or something if you're not already a full schedule. And obviously, you see the banner
Yes.
behind me with Operation Combating Veteran Suicide. Maybe we can get a
Mhm.
little collaboration going on and we can raise some money and buy some more guitars and to help
Oh,
you out, giving some of those away. So we'll talk more about that off
that'd be
camera
awesome.
and see what we can't put together. But it would be a joy if you're home on break. It would
Yeah.
be lovely to get to connect with you and Mama Modeen as well. We've become
Yes.
we've become pretty good
Yes.
friends online now. So
I love my mom. She pushes me every single day. I wouldn't be here without her. She's my best friend. And we look identical, is what people say. Kind of look alike. She might be my mom. Love her.
so awesome. Well, I couldn't let you get out of here with telling us a little bit about your American Idol experience and how that's kind of
Mhm.
informed these these several years of your life now. Was that a big point for you that was like, "Oh, I could really do this music thing permanently?"
Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Um, when I received the American Idol silver ticket, I was 15 years old. I was a sophomore in high school, and it's kind of that midpoint. It's like, well, I just finished freshman year. Like, they tell you, like, it's going to go by really fast. You need to know what you have to do with your life. And all of a sudden, it's like
Which can I
something like
stop you
that.
for a second? That's a crazy thing to tell a 14, 15-year-old. Like, you got to
Yes.
have your whole life planned out right now.
Yes.
I didn't have a clue.
I think the same thing. I was like sitting in Keystone class, and it's like kind of like a health kind of intro to career, and I was like, whoa, like I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, because at that point in my life I was just about to turn 16, and I was like, I've been saying since I was little that I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to hit that legally blonde moment because I was blonde and I love the color pink, and I love just like arguing with people a lot because I have three younger brothers and I love to argue sometimes and get my way sometimes. So I was like, a lawyer sounds great. But I had been part of theater. I had been doing national anthems. I'd been playing gigs. I've been just doing the whole music thing. I was playing the guitar. I started the guitar when I was 10, but really got into it when I was 14. So I had the music going on. I just don't know what was happening with me not connecting music into career. But just receiving that silver ticket was so out of the ordinary. I was like, whoa, life switch. Because I'd been watching American Idol since I was like very young. My parents and I and my whole family, we would sit down every single Sunday and watch the American Idol, like every single Sunday, and it's my favorite memory ever. But receiving that silver ticket that day was so like, wow. We were having a concert for a renovation of our PAC, which is Performing Arts Center. And it was like kind of a weird day because like leading up to that week, we were like rehearsing with the band, the orchestra. I was a part of choir, so I've been a part of choir, forgot to say that, since I was in 6th grade. And my music teacher at the time, I had a solo for this one song my freshman year, and to be honest, it wasn't my like favorite song because obviously my voice was developing. I'm more of like a mezzo alto now, and that was like soprano high, and I was like, wow, that's really high. And that leading up to that day, I believe it was like September 25th or 27th, and that day we were all singing, we were practicing, and everyone was coming in, and we were about to perform, and then all of a sudden after the performance and I sang my solo, like they were like, we were having like people from the news there, and it was like in every single corner, and I felt like I was being interrogated a little bit. I was like, what is going on? And then that day they like came on the stage. Guy was wearing a little Newsies bag, and we were doing Newsies as a musical that year, so I was like, wow, this is like something's going on. And then they announced that I got the American Idol silver ticket, and I was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, like when something big happens to me, I'm more of like not like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna cry. I was like, Are we serious right now? Like I always take it like
Who's
nothing
where's
big is happening.
Ashton? Where's is
Yes,
that too old
yeah.
of a
Where
reference
what
for
is
you?
happening? That is, and when anybody tells me big news, I'm always like, what? Like I'm in shock, and I'm more like, oh my gosh, is this real? Like, okay. Like I don't know what to say. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so much joy, but like my face doesn't show it at all. I'm like, um, so like when you watch back the video, I'm like, it's actually so funny. And so that day they were doing like interviews with my theater production teacher and my choir teacher and my theater assistant teacher and myself, and they were talking to me and they're like, where do you think your career is going, and like what do you think you're gonna gain from American Idol Silver Ticket? And I was like, I said on the video, I was like, I think I'm gonna be a lawyer. Like I was like, oh my goodness, Belle, what are you doing? And then it gets better. It gets better. But I'm like looking back at that video, I'm like, oh my goodness, Belle, what are you doing? Um, but and even my mom in the corner, I can see her being like, Belle, like, don't say that. But just from that moment, it really sparked my music like career choice. And that year I did that summer. I went to Nashville and I went to see Belmont. And that year, I was like, there was a lot of eyes on me. There was a lot of like, whoa, Belle, you got the American Idol Silver Ticket? Like, what's with that? Like, did you sign up for that? There was a lot of like, oh yeah, you did that. Like, no one believes that you just got this on a random Wednesday. Like, and it was a lot of hate, a lot of like, oh, she just did this. Like, that didn't really happen to her. And it really got me into musician perspective. It really got me to push myself even more, be like, oh, this is a dream of mine, because I had like a little dream when I was younger that I wanted to be a performer. I actually wanted to be a Broadway like performer. I wanted to be a rockette basically, or I wanted to be a Hannah Montana and a lawyer all in one, apparently. But it just really got me into that perspective of music. And I actually started that year, I started my Belle Modeen music page, and at first it was Belle Modeen official. But that's really when I started doing my own music page. I switched like one of my TikToks to a music page, and I was like, wait, this is actually kind of fun. Like, I get to do this every single day, and I get to sing for people, and I get to like make money off of this, and I get to be like in a career path. And I was like developing like something to what I have now, like where I am now. And just looking back into that experience, it was like baby Belle before she knew that she was coming to Nashville. She didn't even. I actually wanted to go to Tennessee so bad. I just wanted to go to Tennessee because Hannah Montana was like, they said that it was shot in Tennessee, and I was like, I love Hannah Montana, and I want to have a double life apparently. And that is what I have, a double life. I go from school and then I go to a gig, and then everyone's like, wow, well, you're like out every single day. I'm like, yeah, yeah, but it's really fun. And
But
just
it's your
that,
work, and I think that's
it
where some
is.
people get it confused, because for
I
most
do
people, when
think so.
they're going out to party, right? They're going out and they're drinking all
Hmm.
night, and they're, doing those things.
Yeah,
Obviously at 19, you're not doing things like that anyway,
yeah.
but we forget it. And I kind of gave into that, right? I was on stage at a very early age,
Hmm.
and it turned into, once I was old enough, that it was just a party for me. It was always about the party and not about a career. And that's why I'm kind
Hmm.
of jealous of you, that you have this business mind around your career now, and you've had some incredible opportunities, and you're not wasting them, right? You're not taking for granted all of these opportunities and this wonderful chance to go to Belmont and to be downtown in Nashville and to work at Molly Green's and all these things. You're taking full advantage of them, and not just accepting that, well, this is just how it is. It's like, I feel like in many ways you still wake up just as surprised that you're
Yes.
here as you were the day you found out you got the silver ticket.
Literally every single day, I'm like, people are like, Belle, like you're so happy all the time. You're like smiling all the time. I'm like, yeah, I'm like literally here. I'm literally living the dream. I'm collaborating with all these different people. I'm meeting all these different people, and it's just like it's mind blowing just from that experience. Like, wow. And I just think back to it every single day. People are like, Belle, you got American Idol silver ticket? I'm like, yeah. Like, and then people will be like, you're verified on Instagram, and I'll be like, yeah. Like, and it's like I'm just kind of like humble. I try to stay humble about it, and I'm like, I'm not a big talker about myself. And I just, when people are like, Bill, like, oh, you did this, you're like every single day, you sing on Broadway, like you've been on news, like stuff, and I'm doing this honestly too. And I'm like, yeah, like it's just my everyday life. Like I just really love living, and I feel like God has blessed me with this life, and I just am super grateful because not everyone gets to experience something like this, and I just want to inspire others and using my passion to inspire them to go out of their comfort zone and to follow their dreams, because without like passion you can't really follow your dreams. And I just try to like every single day working up to my passion. I feel like when I was a senior in high school, that's when I did my senior project. That's when my first single came out, Wildflower. Wildflower. Oh my gosh, I'm like stumbling over my words. Wildflower came out in August, right after my senior project, and then following that year, right before New Year's, um, my other song, Sweatshirt, came out. And that year also I committed to Belmont, like where I post on my page that I was committed, and it was just like whole like spinning process. And then just coming to Midwest CMO, meeting bunches of people, Samantha Grimes, Bryce Heggie, Dylan Martinson, who just came to Nashville, and we were like talking about collaborating for songs and stuff like that. There's just like so many people that I met at the Midwest CMO award ceremony, and just like these experiences, people like finding out about my name, it's just like so cool because like every single day, like people, like my friends here, they'll be like, Belle Modeen, that's such a stage name. And I'm like, yeah, I guess it's my name. They're like, how did you come up with that? I'm like, I don't know, it's my name. Like that's that's just what I say. And I'm like, just every single day I'm so grateful for that mind-blowing experience, and of just getting that ticket. And we just actually had American Idol auditions here that was specifically for Belmont students, and then there was one for the area, like Tennessee and stuff like that. So that was really cool that they're actually shooting some American Idol scenes at the Fisher Center, which is our like theater like pack, um which is really cool because that's just so cool that American Idol is coming here. And I just, the whole music industry is like developing through me. I'm doing music business with the emphasis on production so that I can be involved like on Music Grow, and that's really helping me. I'm in this like music survey business class where like we're working on like how we can produce like records. We can like making sure we're not scammed every single day. Like we have this like specific book. It's actually right under my iPad right now. It's like all you need to know about the music industry and stuff like that. And just Belmont in general and just the music industry, I'm learning so much. And I feel like without having a major like the music, like music business is like, I feel like everyone needs to take music business if they're going to be a music major or going into music in general. Like, literally, I'm learning so much, and I'm like, I don't think I would know that if I didn't read this book or I wasn't in this major. And I just cannot wait for my future in general. And I'm just really excited and so blessed every day.
Yeah, well, and honestly, when I was in school, we didn't have that. You know, if you were graduating in music, you were going to be a music teacher, right? And
Yeah.
through guys like Ari Herstand, who was one of our guest presenters at the Midwest CMO Awards this year, and gave a thrilling, I think a 2-3 hour long, presentation on what the business is these days. I mean, he's had his book out for over 15 years now, I think. But that's how I was kind of introduced to what the music business actually is in the, early aughts and moving in. before my son Judah was born, who's actually backstage here in our studio hanging out today. That you have so many advantages just because of the way the industry has changed and the way the approach to the industry has changed. And you are going to change so many lives with your story and with the things that you are doing in your life. And I'm so proud to know you, Belle. You're such a light in my life now, and you're going to be a light in so many others as well. Tell everybody how they can find you before I let you go.
You can find me anywhere as Belle Modeen Music. On Facebook, it's just Belle Modeen. And yeah, thank you so much for having me, Bubba. I had the best time ever. Thank you.
Well, I can't wait to catch up with you down at the Josie's and to
Yes.
get to play a show with you, hopefully in December back in Minnesota.
Yay.
Samantha Grimes is on that December 13th show as well. So maybe we can all get together that
Yeah,
day
that'd be
and make
awesome.
something
She's
happen.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's
Yay.
been a great friend, and now she's on our Roku channel on True TV Plus. She was when I was given the choice of who's going to be that first one, it was a no-brainer. She's been such a
Oh.
big supporter of what I'm building with the Midwest Original Music Organization, our Momos, and a lot of what we're doing is just trying to educate younger people like yourself to say, hey, the industry is different now. And if you want to make it, here are some of the tools and some of the education that you're going to need to get along, because not everyone has the opportunity to go to a Belmont and to have those advantages, right? So using what we can glean from people like yourselves who have been there and done that. And maybe one day we'll get you in as a guest presenter and have you talk about your
Yeah.
experience with our group.
That'd be awesome. Thank you so much, Bubba. I had an amazing time.
Well, Belle, thank you so much for joining me, and thanks for being part of the scene.
Thank you.